Have you ever wondered what goes on when actors are preparing to debut a new play?
Yes.
I'm not sure I ever thought about it before, but
A lot of hard work, I bet.
Sure, my gosh, you had to put in there. Yes, for the final production of the Stained Glass Theater is kicking off this week, and hopefully that will spark your interest. The production is called Rehearsals.
That's a great name for something like this. And we actually have the Cartersville playwright who wrote this entire play with us this morning. Welcome, Bill Cisna. Bill is joined by Amanda Chandler as well, who plays the role of Bonnie Mooney. Thank you both for being with us this morning.
Thank you.
Well, Bill, we have to start with you first. Can you just give us a little bit of an overview of Rehearsals and your inspiration behind writing the play?
Well, Rehearsals began because I started off as a playwright writing about serious subjects, and I was tired of that. So I wanted to write a comedy, and I figured things that make me laugh would hopefully make others laugh as well. And so I looked to the world that I knew best, which was behind the scenes of local community theater. So this is set in a fictional town in somewhere America. It follows the process of a struggling budget-challenged theater company that wants to put on a play and hopefully make a success of it. So we look in on them about 2 weeks out before the play is to open. We come back and see them 1 week out, and then the second act of the play is them actually trying to put on a production of Oscar Wilde's An Ideal Husband, of all things, probably not the best known play that they could have chosen. But we look at the various kind of characters that are in it. For the first time that I know of in a backstage play, we also include the tech people, who are the most unheard of in the theater. And so we kind of get a round picture of what goes on, and a lot of it, let's call it exaggerated for effect.
It sounds like an interesting, idea of how to present, what goes on behind the scenes there too. Amanda, I want to bring you in. You play the role of Bonnie. Talk about your role and how you prepared for it.
Well, Bonnie is an actress, but she doesn't necessarily have the best work ethic. So I get to show her performance in Act 1 of her still in the rehearsal process. But of course, if you don't practice and don't study your lines, that serves as a bit of an obstacle. But by the time we get into Act 2 and it's opening night, I get to show her growth, that I get to do a scene in Act 1 and in Act 2, the same scene. And there's that comparison to kind of show how she's grown from Act 1 to Act 2. So it's been a fun role to play, because I've worked very hard at developing the character and learning my lines. And unfortunately, Bonnie does not do those things, but it's very funny.
Well, and I was going to bring up the humor part of all of this too, Bill. You mentioned that as well. Do you think that's something that the audience will enjoy the most about this play?
Well, I think very much. I think we're still in a post-pandemic era where a lot of the audiences who will come out to live theater after the time that we all took off are more often likely to be looking for some humor. Not necessarily the heavier topics that the theater can delve into. And I think particularly anybody who's ever been involved on or off stage with a community theater production is going to probably laugh the loudest. But I think everybody can see the humor in the situations that come up. I think of a famous play called Noises Off that is quite well known in the community. And it is looking at a more professional, supposedly, company, and many things go wrong with their rehearsals and their productions. And so this borrows a little bit from that, in that there are some things that, let's say, go wrong. And that's, I think, where a lot of the humor comes from.
And Amanda, I'm sure you've been a part of many productions in your day and on stage acting in several, but what has been unique about being a part of this production compared to others that you may have done in the past?
Well, we have a very talented and experienced cast. So this show does show some real world situations of mishaps that have happened in productions I've been in. And I think all the actors can relate to things going wrong behind the scenes. But the show also shows how a group of people very passionate about theater, no matter what happens, we can be very resourceful and resilient. Even though behind the scenes we're running around like chickens with our heads cut off, when we get on stage, we hope that the audience is none the wiser to all the mishaps that are going on behind the scenes. So I think all the actors have been able to kind of laugh at the process and even at ourselves, because we do make mistakes. We are human, but this show really highlights the humor in those things.
Awesome to hear from you both. Thank you, Bill and Amanda, and certainly good luck this weekend for everyone at home. Rehearsals debuts this Friday at Stained Glass Playhouse on Indiana Avenue in Winston-Salem. For tickets and a full list of their showtimes, head to the website you see there on your screen, playhouse.org/rehearsals. All right.